find it funny that I still never leave her. What if I told you I almost slept with a 27-year-old woman named Peanut?
IdkFatal, or just Fatal, is an underground rapper, primarily known as a SoundCloud rapper. He is an individual that stands out from the endless number of SoundCloud rappers that infest SoundCloud. Fatal is a rapper that is defined by his flow and his ability to master any beat that he gets on. Being inspired by Shotgun Willie, a pretty well-known rapper in his own right, Fatal has been in the SoundCloud scene for years now, racking up a solid discography that shows his evolution of his sound. Fatal is an artist that has something that many SoundCloud artists lack: consistency. This is both in the rate at which he drops and the quality of each drop. Throughout Fatal's time on SoundCloud, he's released 6 EPs and 2 albums, with plenty of singles in between each release for his projects. This is an artist that I think is making some of the best music in the underground rap scene, and I really do think he deserves far more praise than he's currently received. So I want to talk about Fatal, through his works and breaking them down to present his talent and artistry. I would like to talk about most of his discography, but we don't have the time for that. I plan on talking about each of his EPs, and talking and giving a general description of each album, then breaking down maybe 1 or 2 of the songs from each EP that I think stands out. I also want to talk about some of his singles, not many, but some of them. So let's start with the song that introduced me to Fatal.
Boy, you thinking about it too much. It's the truth, you gon' win and you gon' lose.
Stupid Incel was released on January 31st in 2022, and was the first song he released that gained a lot of traction on SoundCloud. At the time of writing this, it has 151,000 streams on just SoundCloud alone. This song blew up, and rightfully so, being the first of his songs that were recommended to me via SoundCloud at the time. The song is a love song about having to watch out and worry about a girl as she's going off to college.
Yeah, pre-college, she was even more toxic, but now she got more options, so I gotta watch what she watching.
The song is sung from the perspective of an incel that is struggling to stay and keep up with a girl as she has more options now that she's in college. The sound for the song is amazing, with Fatal flowing on the beat perfectly, with the chorus being extremely catchy. The lyrics of the song are both relatable, resonating with most people that listen to the track. The feature for the song, Sad Boy Noah, held his own in his verse, making the entire song feel full and balanced, with both of their verses being extremely good. Fatal's Fatalities. This is the first album that Fatal dropped, being uploaded when he was still going by his old name and even being released before Stupid Incel. This album has some good songs, and many of the songs on here are joke songs. Of course, with this being his first album, it's not as good as his later projects, which is to be expected from someone's first album. The standout tracks from this album are Cashback and Speaking Spanish, that show the beginnings of Fatal's legendary flow. In the time between this album and the next, Fatal dropped many singles, with one of them being Stupid Incel, a notable song from these being Cannot Slide. Fatal's Finale was the album that got me hooked, showing that Fatal wasn't just a one-hit wonder. Fatal's Finale has 7 tracks. This EP was different from the last, being a lot more serious in the actual music side of things, with there not being many joke songs. This album also has some love songs that have beautiful flows and other songs that feature Fatal talking his shit. This is an album that truly shows Fatal's range, with there being a variety of instrumentals and different styles at play. For instance, High Key is a song that is on the slower side. It has Manly on the feature, providing an excellent verse for the song. This is the first song that, as I know of, would be the first song that the two would collaborate on, and starting a reoccurring partnership that always results in bangers. The instrumental is smooth, with Fatal sliding gracefully over the beat. He talks about how he thought a girl loved him, but she cheated with another girl.
I don't understand how she cheat only with girls now. Y'all should both come over, I bet some way we can work it out.
In the later half of the song, Fatal talks about trying to sleep with the girl's best friend after feeling played. This song is beautiful, with both Fatal and Manly's verses having the same feel and conveying such a strong vibe. The voices and the ad-libs in the background add so much to the song, making it feel multi-layered and increases the effectiveness of each one's delivery. Another standout song from Fatal's Finale is Just Friends. This track is far faster tempo than the last, and is also a solo Fatal track. The instrumental track is simple yet effective, with it being perfect for Fatal's flow. Fatal does a perfect job in choosing his delivery and knowing when to slow down and speed up the flow. This song is primarily Fatal talking his shit. Starting the song off simple, then going into being friend-zoned by a girl that he would say is in the top 10 at the time.
When I roll over on the twin bed, that is when she said, I think it's better if we just be friends, that's nonsense. College kid, limited options, but I'd probably rank Shotty in my top 10.
Throughout the entire song, his flow is smooth as butter, not ever feeling interrupted and lacking at any point in the song, making it one of the best songs on this EP. In the time between his next EP, Fatal released multiple singles, with each of them being bangers, but the one that stands out from this bunch is Lose Another One, featuring Young Licks. The instrumental for this song is really good, sampling Miki Masabara's Say With Me. And because of this, I have to be careful with how much of this I play. In this song, Fatal slides across the beat with a dominating flow that is so smooth it's like the instrumental was made for him. This is one of his singles that I think is a definite to listen to. It's such a strong example of his flow, and it's not something I would want to miss out on. Fatal's Failures was the next EP that he would drop, having many strong tracks that, in my opinion, continued to show the evolution of his sound. Fatal's Failures was also a 7-track EP. The EP is a collection of some well-crafted songs that all have good instrumentals. This EP has the same number of features as the previous EP, and each of the features bring their own sound to the EP, adding to Fatal's presence and sound on each of the tracks. There are many tracks on this EP that feel very strong, but there are 2 tracks that stand out. The first track is Bold Shit. The track tells the story of getting led on and what comes with it. He speaks on being led on and how it affected him, and how chasing this girl is basically making him a simp, and he knows it.
She distracted me from myself, need a smoke every once in a while. I done been through so much hell, but still walk around with the biggest smile. Devious intent, keep a hickey on her neck, just so all the other men in her life know I'm the one who slept. Yeah.
But throughout that, he has gotten back his confidence and is back on his shit. The lyrics of the song are something that many people can relate to, which draws people in. Fatal's ability to switch flow throughout the song gives the emotion so much emphasis. The second track is Invisible God, a track that has a bit of a different sound than the other tracks on the EP. The song is a lot faster paced than the other songs in the EP, with the instrumental having quite a lot of bass when compared to the other songs. This is a very braggadocious track, with Fatal talking quite big shit. The feature for this song is Young Kansai, who does a good job complimenting Fatal's flow, with them going back and forth in the later half of the song. Many lines in the song are about how good Fatal is at just lying to women and lying in general, even saying,
Invisible like God, I ain't even got a real job, I got that cash app and that DoorDash to drop off at your lawn.
He says other examples like faking having a job or saying,
Your band's at, I'm at work stat, that's the type of shit I'm on.
The pair seem like they had quite a bit of fun making this song, even at the end of the song going back and forth, which makes it quite memorable. After dropping Fatal's Failures, Fatal began dropping a few singles: Livio, Trendsetter, Rainbow on the Other Side, Closed-Minded, Dying and Tied, and Don't Go Falling For Him. With there being 2 songs from these that really made me want to make a video on Fatal. The first one is Closed-Minded. I regularly listen to Fatal when this song dropped, and I can say that I have definitely listened to this song hundreds of times. This song has so many aspects to it that I could probably talk about it for 30 minutes. But let's be honest, nobody wants to hear that, so I'll try to keep this somewhat short. Closed-Minded is the first song that I can find with Fatal using a Toru instrumental. Any song that Fatal does over a Toru beat is essentially a hit. Toru, from what I can find, is a producer that makes beats, with many of them being uploaded to YouTube. From his upload schedule, you can see his dedication to his craft. But back to the track itself. The instrumental of Closed-Minded is fast-paced, but has a very smooth nature to it. Fatal begins the song saying,
Nothing left remaining in my consciousness, it's gone. I'ma go down, 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 underground with your daughter. Somehow she decided to stick.
He continues saying that he's flexing his money in front of someone's daughter, counting his money to make sure it's real. Fatal's flow in this song is phenomenal. It's like the instrumental was made just for him. If you have decent headphones, you can hear his voice has a slight echo to it, which adds ambience to the song. Even when his words are not echoed, his vocals in the background add a whole layer to the song. But back to the lyrics. Fatal details that he's driving to a destination faded, trying to stay within the lanes, and says that
Over his pocket smoke with a shorty, got the view of the ocean sea. Yeah, I get high, higher when she's not around. I close my mind, off from the pain surrounding me. Almost to 7 hours.
after a beautiful transition, he begins detailing the events. He then says how his friends called him dumb for dealing, and his regret over even dealing with the girl. He knew she was not a loyal person, but he thought that he could look past all of that. Then the big surprise of the song is revealed.
Her life, shorty had a mess this whole damn time. That's crazy, I just both hit wrong when I touched this baby. What an accident, bro, just figured out I've been fucking this lady. Yeah, I get high.
The final part of the song is covered beautifully, with it being a mix of soul-gripping vocals. The final lines of the song are something that I think many can relate to, as saying that he runs away from problems that aren't even in his control. Even if you don't like the songs that I've shown so far, I think this is a for sure listen to. The second song is Don't Go Falling For Him, which is one of my favorite songs that Fatal has created. The song is a slow song that has a melodic instrumental that resonates with the soul. This is also a song that has a beat produced by Turo, basically meaning there was a guaranteed hit just from that. With the instrumental being slower, Fatal slows his flow in the song, showing his mastery of it. This is another song about love, or, well, the bad side of it. He starts the song off explaining,
Shawty feel her, wish mommy's can, and I pop out with a camera, but only when there's action. Speak with proper grammar, you can see the shit in my caption.
and from this, we can get an understanding of what the song is about. The song talks about how people criticize his success, his want for fame but anonymity, even critiquing how many artists go for a sound that's popular. He ends the song speaking on how he feels like giving up and saying that smoking is the only way that he feels close to home. It's a beautiful song, one that I really recommend you listen to, as it has something that we can all relate to. Fatal's Forbidden Files is the next EP that he would drop. Being an EP that has a lot more experimental tracks that are different from what he had put up until this point. With the 7-track list, there are some standout songs, with them being Enemy and Surfing and Swerving. The instrumental for Surfing and Swerving has a lot of bass and has an interesting sound to it that Fatal and the feature Manly flow on perfectly. The song is quite braggadocious with them flowing at fast pace. Going back and forth throughout the song, even commenting themselves how good this energy is. The next song, End of Me. This song is one of the best instrumentals that I have heard from Fatal, with it sounding like something from a game. The instrumental is another one from Torio. The way that he starts the song off is very memorable.
1, 2, 3. Forgot how to breathe while smoking weed.
The topic for this song is a relationship that he had with a girl. With him being in a relationship with someone that he shared many traits with him getting cheated on, getting over it, and promising never to look back and get better as a person. This song is quite relatable, with there being many things from the song that will resonate with really almost anyone. And this makes the song even better. After this EP, he dropped quite a few singles between his next EP and this one. The standout songs being Al Capone and Must Satisfy. Al Capone has an amazing instrumental, and Fatal's flow on the song is of course amazing, but I want to focus more on Must Satisfy more. Must Satisfy uses an Eerie Skies beat, and it's phenomenal. Each beat of the instrumental sends shivers down the spine, and Fatal's flow and delivery completely dominate the track.
Not what it seems, everybody change, and it's changing me.
Fatal talks about many things on this song, but everything that Fatal talks about on the track is completely relatable to most people. Being about his mistakes, struggles, things changing around him, and being happy for those who stayed with him.
Oh wait, not gonna do much for me. Pretending I love the company. When shit get ugly, I'll be thankful to the ones that fucking stay. I'm on my own shit for the majority.
The combination of Fatal's flow and delivery with this beat makes this song a guaranteed play for me. The next EP that he would drop is Fatal's Fidelity, with almost every song on the EP being something that I would recommend. But I can't talk about every song on the EP, so I would say that the standout songs are Alternative Motives and Back to the Mall. Back to the Mall is another braggadocious song that is done over a good beat. The features for this song hold their own weight, and they don't carry down the song at all. Their individual flow and sound work to complement the quality that Fatal establishes in the first verse. Fatal comes out swinging in the first verse with a fast-paced, catchy verse that, for me, is the most memorable part of the song.
Take me back to the mall. This time I'ma spend every dime on a 10 out of 10. You can bring a friend if you want. Set up a two-man, get him gone with a blink.
The addition of the low tier god ad-libs was hilarious, and you'll probably find them funny too if you know who that is. Alternatives and Motives is the best song of this EP, with it being a slow jam that Fatal also presents over his flow. The instrumental is another one that comes from Toro, so it's a guaranteed impressive beat just from that. Fatal starts the song with,
But it's really just how it be. Shawty says I'm her favorite, but it's really not news to me. Not worth losing my sleep in the AM, average about 3. Need to take a tea break in the first place in order to have a dream. Let me tell you what I really think.
but then says that he's going to tell you exactly what he thinks, and that there's a lot of ways he could explain the facts. The chorus continues with him saying that nothing is ever what it seems, and that this girl has alternative motives. This is the basis of what the song is about. Being in a relationship with a girl that claims to want one thing and then another, and in this case, guys. With Fatal questioning why he was even chosen, and if he ever met all of her needs, that he would pass her off to his friend. Fatal conveys all of this over this smooth beat and does so perfectly with his rhythmic flow. Fatal's vocals in the background add an ambience to the song, kinda similar to what he did in Closed Minded. I think that this combination makes this another one of his strongest songs. In the time between his next EP, Fatal dropped a few singles, with many of them being experimental songs that were in different styles and genre than what he was putting out. The single, Schwartz in the Winter, and What's the Word are singles that I would say stand out from this period. Fatal is very consistent, and from his last drop in November being Fatal's Fidelity, it only took him a few months to drop his next EP, being his 4/20/2024. That was, of course, in April of that next year. This EP is a bit shorter than the other EPs in his catalog, only having 5 songs, but all the songs on this EP are very strong. Most of the songs in the EP are slower, with really strong beats, and of course, this is a good thing, in terms of how they sound and how they honestly bring up the Outlier song. There are 2 songs on this EP that I think are the best. Same Shit, Different Day, and The Game Time, which features Manly and Winter Nagato. Same Shit, Different Day is the smoothest song that I can say he's made, and it's also the song that I used to start this video off with. Like many of the other songs that Fatal drops, the lyrics of this song are generally relatable. The premise for the song is, of course, the same shit happening, just on a different day. The beat drop for this song hits so hard, and the ad-libs along with the song give it a lot more personality. So overall, this is a really strong song that I would give it a listen to whenever. Game Time is another one of Fatal's braggadocious songs that fits so well on the beat chosen. Manly is one of the features, and like I said previously, that any track that he and Fatal is on is a guaranteed hit. Manly's chorus, following Fatal in the beginning, establishes the sound of the song that Fatal starts building in the very beginning. Winter Nagato comes on the beat with the same energy, carrying all the way through his verse, passing it to Fatal. The energy from this song just makes it seem like a group of homies hopping on the beat and having a good time. If I'm trying to get hype in the car, this is the first thing that I'm playing, and that's what makes this song perfect. In the time between this EP and Fatal's second album, he releases a small 3-peat EP that has 3 songs, so I'll pass over it for now. But Cynicism from this EP is a really good song. The next project that Fatal will release is the only other one that I would say is an album, being the only other project, other than Fatal's Fatalities, that on SoundCloud is labeled as an album. Fatal's Fantasy was the biggest project that Fatal had dropped in a while, with the album having many different sounds that were different from what Fatal had released up until this point, and not in a bad way. Some of the songs in this track were either produced by him or partly produced by him, which was a first for one of his projects, based on the producer tags that he normally uses. There are a total of 8 songs in this album, and the best ones in this album, in my opinion, are Die Curious and Crack Kid. The song Crack Kid was partly produced by Fatal himself, being one of the first that is tagged so. Originally, on my first listen, I can say that I wasn't a fan of this song, but there are some parts of this song that I found stuck in my head and me quoting or repeating it. And after a few repeats, I can say that this song has definitely grown on me. Fatal of course flows on the song, but He changes his delivery quite a bit, and the overall energy is held throughout the song. The best song of this album, hands down, is Die Curious.
Rap should be late, switching appearances. In front of my kids officially here, but I swear this what appears this. I don't even want to talk about this shit where I ain't that curious. Yo, rap looking for approval.
The instrumental for this song is amazing, with there being vocals used as the samples. This song combines two of my favorite things in the song, trading short verses and a beat switch. The first half of the song is Fatal and the feature, Yo, trading verses. Yo starts the song off strong, then Fatal brings his flow and carries the beat drop.
Yeah, nobody told me do this shit. I chill with your bitch, then on the go. Live too fast, guess how I crash. Look at them on.
I am not one for anime bars often, but Fatal's delivery and the correct use of this Todoroki bar is amazing.
Jump on fire, channel ice, that's Todoroki. Me and my homies climax at the same time, even though she hardly know me.
The pair continue to trade bars on the fast-paced beat, then it slows down into samples to start the slow jam that only has Fatal on the latter half of the song. In the second part of the song, Fatal is in flow state, being in what I consider his element. He flows and explains what's been on his mind, like drug use and the type of women in his roster. This is hands down one of the best songs that I have heard from Fatal in his recent drops. And we've reached modern day Fatal, with him currently only having a few singles out, with his last project being Fatal's Fantasy. Candy Flip is one of his newest singles that I think is really good, but for now, that's basically all the songs I wanted to talk about. Fatal is a SoundCloud artist that I genuinely think stands out from the rest with his flow that makes or breaks the songs that he's on. Fatal is a SoundCloud artist that I genuinely think stands out from the rest, with his flow making many of the songs he's on, even when he's just a feature. He isn't carried by features or the beats that he chooses. He understands the instrumental and flows with it, with lyrics that don't get too repetitive or unrealistic. I think Fatal has the potential to be big, and I would honestly like to see this fulfilled. So if you think any of the songs from this sound interesting, check him out on SoundCloud at IdkFatal, and give him a follow. If you think this video is interesting, please take the time to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And finally, thank you for watching.